Hey everyone, I'm back again, and today I'm taking a look at the Jurassic World Battle Damage Albertosaurus. Now it's got the pretty standard Jurassic World packaging, very similar to the Dino Rivals packaging, but it isn't Dino Rivals packaging basically. It's got Battle Damage instead. The Dino Rivals logo isn't anywhere to be found. Look on the back. It shows the toy itself and some others in the Battle Damage range, Velociraptor, Pteranodon, Stiggy. It shows you how it all works. So, you know, packaging's fine, it's open so you can check the toy if you're able to buy this in stores and make sure it's not damaged and it's got good paint apps. Now it doesn't come with a collector card like the Dino Rivals toys do, but it does come with this just quick instruction leaflet showing you how the dinosaur works, but I'm going to show you that now anyway. So here he is, the Albertosaurus. I always think it's kind of a lame name, like Albert. Albert. Oh. But it's a really cool dinosaur, and I love this sculpt. It really reminds me of the old Age of Reptiles comics. Now, I don't know if that's deliberate, I don't know if the person who sculpted this was a fan of those comics or if it's just me seeing this, but this guy and the Allosaurus both have a sculpt that just makes me think of those Age of Reptiles comics. Age of Reptiles was a comic book series that was based back in the time of the dinosaurs that focused on a pack of Deinonychus and T-Rex that were kind of at war with each other, and there were no words or anything, no dialogue, it was all just told through the artwork. And it's really beautiful artwork. And like I say, the sculpt of the Albertosaurus does remind me of this kind of style. And funnily enough, in the UK, the Age of Reptiles comic strip was published in the UK Jurassic Park comic. Now the gimmick on this guy is very much like on the Battle Damage Blue, where you've got a section of the dinosaur there, where if you knock it once, you see the flesh is all ripped away and you can see his ribcage underneath. And then if you hit it again, it knocks the bone out, and now you're down to the lungs, and it's all fleshy, and it's a really soft plastic in there. Nice sculpt to it as well, you can see all veins and things on it, and it's all kind of soft and squishy, which I like. And then you just pull the bones down there and they click back into place. See the rib cage. You can even, I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but I can even see a bit of the spinal cord that's been sculpted on as well up there. But you can't really see it too well because it's right at the top. But there's, you know, they've put quite a bit of detail into sculpting those bones, and then you pull the flesh bit up. It can be a bit delicate, like it activates quite easily sometimes if you're just handling the toy. But I do like this feature, and you don't have to worry about anything going missing at least. I just wonder if over time this will start to accidentally open a lot more as the little clips that hold it in place get worn and that. Because like I say, at the minute it does kind of flip down a bit too eagerly sometimes when you're just playing around with the toy. But while I'm doing a close-up here, we can look at the sculpt. Now look at that head. And because this doesn't have any of the action features like the Roarivores or the dual attack dinosaurs and all that where you're pressing a button, it means that the head just has nice articulation. There's no action feature getting in the way, and personally I can kind of live without action features. I just like toys and the dinosaurs that I can pose on the shelf, and it's so nice being able to just move his head around, get him looking in different directions like that. And same with the mouth. The mouth isn't constantly stuck open or stuck shut because of an action feature. I can just open and close it as much as I like for displaying it. So I really like this guy for that reason. His arms go forward and backwards, but they don't go out to the sides like most of these larger dinosaurs do. There's no pivot outwards, just forward and backwards, which is kind of a shame. Where we've got the extra articulation in one place, we've kind of lost it in another there. But the legs go forward and backwards. You can see there. So you can get them in poses, kind of looking upright or whatever. And they go out to the side slightly as well, with a bit of a pivot there. No ankle pivot, which I'm not sure they're supposed to pivot. I think that's just where the ankle is joined up to the leg and it does wiggle a bit, but it feels too tight. I don't want to risk swiveling it around and snapping it off. But I can live without the ankle articulation anyway, because I always think it looks a bit goofy because it breaks the sculpt if you have the feet going out to the side, so I don't really have much use for that articulation. And then the tail as well will swivel all over the place because it's on a ball joint. Back to the sculpt on him. If we go all the way down there, he's got a bit more battle damage here, which is visible all the time. I'm not all that keen on wounds being visible all the time like that, but it's not too over the top. It's just a couple of little scratches. It's not like a huge gaping wound on him, so I don't mind it too much. He's got a lot of scales on him sticking out all along his back here that I like, and all on the head. There's loads of little bone spikes sticking out. Paint job's nice too. I mean, there's not all that much paint on him. He's not overdone with it, but it's to a nice level. Most of him is green, like this dark green, other than the bit of blood on his scratches there. Then you've got a slight bit of white under his chin, and a nice bit of red, kind of really dark red, almost brown, going along the top of his head and down his neck. It's a really great paint job. It's not too little, but not too over the top either. And then in his mouth, the tongue is pink, and it's got that nice texturing. A lot of the newer dinosaurs now have this sort of texture on the tongue to make it look a bit more realistic, whereas that first few waves, the tongues were just kind of smooth. So I like that they've put that extra little bit of effort in now to the tongues. And, you know, on the top there as well, you can see the top of his mouth. There's a bit of sculpting as well. So he's a really great toy. And there's the app thing on his foot, if you want to scan it. Now I had to paint the nails on his hands there and those little toenails there. But, you know, I do that with every toy. I'm sure if you've seen my other videos, you know that that's just standard. That I have to do that because they don't tend to really do that on these toys, which I'm fine with. It's only a small detail really. Now for a size comparison, here he is next to the Suchomimus, and they're pretty much the same size. So if you've got the Suchomimus, you know what to expect size wise from the Albertosaurus. So that's my look at the Albertosaurus. It's a really nice dinosaur. I mean, pretty much all of these Mattel Jurassic World toys are. Hopefully they'll keep churning them out. We've got quite a few more to look forward to this year, with the Brachiosaurus soon as well, and the Plesiosaur, which would be really nice to have. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to find this guy in the UK. I had to get him off of Amazon US for about £40 shipped. So if you're in the UK and you want this guy, that's probably the best place to look. Also for UK viewers, the Indominus Rex should be out within the next week. That's what the Smiths website's saying anyway. So keep a check on that and see if your local store's got it in yet. We're actually getting it. And we are starting to see more and more of these Jurassic World toys finally trickle into the UK as well. A couple of Battle of Big Rock ones, the Allosaurus and that, have appeared as well, even though they don't have the Battle at Big Rock logo on them. So finally, we are getting some more Jurassic Park toys in. Because when I contacted Mattel about what they were going to release in the UK, they didn't seem to really have a clue. They just said, oh, well, maybe closer to Christmas, stores will order more in. It really seems like in the UK, and I've had this problem with Hasbro as well when contacting them, is that they don't really actually know what they're getting in until it appears in their warehouse and they're shipping it out to the stores. So it can be very hard to get an estimated date very far in advance on when toys are going to be released in the UK. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you again soon.